Hey everyone, it's Jessica and I'm back with another layout for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and this layout is for the February 2023 challenge, is to use mixed media on your project. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. Oh, I can't talk today already. So what I'm doing to start is I pulled out a piece of the pattern paper and I'm using the Graffiti Art kit for this one. So I pulled out my pattern paper, which is one of the ones from Vicki Boutin, and I'm just applying some white gesso with my brush here. And I'm just kind of going in a vertical design and I'm smoothing out those edges to kind of soften them up a little bit. And I'm just creating a place to hold my mixed media because this is not foundations paper. It's not a super thick paper, so it will warp a little bit. So that's why you want to prep it a little bit with that white gesso. It kind of gives it a base to hold all the mixed media. So what I'm doing here is I've taken two of the shimmers paints from the kit, which is the Inklings in Blue Lagoon and the Creamies in Daffodil. And I'm basically just watering them down a little bit, putting some water right directly in the pot, and then I'm just painting them on my layout right on top of that white gesso, just to kind of create like a watercolor effect. And then I'm gonna add lots of layers of splatters on top of those as well, just to darken them up and give them some dimension. So lots of splatters, lots of layers here. I'm gonna dry them in between using my heat gun. So you'll see that here in a second. Here I'm just adding the splatters in, so I'm just kind of flicking my paintbrush on there. I'm using just a round watercolor brush. And then I'm just drying up the layers in between, adding some more, and just using my heat gun. And then here I'm gonna go in and add some more. As you can see, some of those pots kind of break up as you add the water to it, so that's what mine was doing there. And I'm just gonna add more splatters on top of that layer. Then I'm gonna go in with this color and add the yellow. And then I'm also going to take this black acrylic paint that came in the kit and I'm gonna add some of that too. So I'm just watering down some of the black paint and then I am just adding that in some splatters just to go along with the layout because the paper actually already has some black splatter design on it. So I'm just kind of enhancing that design and pulling that into my mixed media. So I'm just using my heat gun again to dry that. And again, adding more splatters. So really mixed media is all about adding layers upon layers to get the look that you want. So if you don't like it whenever you first start, you can always add more to it and usually get the desired effect that you want. Or sometimes you can just blend them together. Like if I would have blended these colors together, I would have ended up with green and yellow and blue. So you could have done that too. So here I'm just matting my photos. I have already fussy cut some of the stars out of the back of this piece of pattern paper from Vicki Boutin, and I'm using that blue kind of grid design to mat my photos with again, and then I'm just distressing these edges. So as you can see, I've already cut those stars out. They're at the top right of my glass mat there, and then I'm just going to adhere my photos, and I'm going to use those stars on this layout as well. This particular kit didn't come with a lot of embellishments, so what I did is I cut some of those stars out. I pulled the acrylic pieces that are add-ons for this kit, and then I pulled this other pattern paper from the kit, and I've actually die cut some triangles out to kind of make some little arrows pointing towards my photos to make the focal point back to my photos. Because a lot of times whenever you do mixed media, that becomes your focal point, and I like to draw the attention back into my photos, so that's what I'm doing here. And I love this paper. I wanted to use it in some way, shape, or form on this layout. So that I could pull in the sequins and all of that, and the sequins have a lot of green in it and that paper has green in it, so I wanted to be able to pull that color back into the layout since it's mostly blue and yellow. So that was the way that I pulled that color back in. Then I just added a fun little Vicki Boutin sticker on there, which you can also grab from the shop. I grabbed it previously, I think last month I got that pack, and it's still in the shop as far as I know, so I'll link it below for you. And then here I've just pulled out the ephemera pack from the Limitless Kit from this month, and I pulled that out because this actually matches this layout too pretty well, so I'm using some of those little die cuts on this layout too. So I got both of the kits. I'll link them both below for you in case you want to grab them because they're both awesome and I love the colors and they kind of coordinate with each other. So if you buy both of them, you can kind of mix and match them together, which is really nice. It gives you more stuff to play with too. So this layout is just a layout of my little boy whenever he was potty training. He was just starting to potty train and just kind of getting the hang of it. He has a butterfly wand in his hand, because he got that from his Mimi's house, which is my mother's house. And he carried that thing around for weeks after he got that. He just loved that little butterfly wand. And he had to take it on the potty as well whenever he was going. So I thought it was super cute. So I'm just adding those little die cuts in. I'm popping some of them up with some Thermoweb 3D foam squares just to give them some dimension and kind of make them pop. As you can tell, I'm still sick. I still don't have much of a voice. It kind of cuts in and out. We're doing better in our house, but yeah, this sickness has hit our house pretty hard and kind of went through all of us. And now little baby Onyx kind of has a stuffy nose, so I feel bad for her. But she's handling it like a champ. But me, I mean, I seem to have it the worst out of anyone, so that's a good thing that the kids didn't get it as bad. So I'm just pulling out some of the bling zots that I have from Thermoweb to adhere my acrylic piece down. I'm going to adhere that down with these because they're super tiny and you don't see them whenever they're on there. And also because I know that these are so super sticky and they are not going anywhere once that is stuck down. So I'm just kind of going to finish adhering all of these things. I'm going to pop up the top triangle so it gives it some dimension. And then I'm going to pull out the sequins that came with this kit because, of course, I have to add sequins, right? And I'm going to add sequins pretty much all over this layout, which is something I just love to do. I got this new little tool that is perfect for adding the sequins, so I kind of use both of my hands. You can see I put my glue in my left hand and then I use my sequin tool in my right hand to kind of alternate gluing and sticking the sequins on, so it goes super quick. It used to take me forever to put sequins on my layouts, but now that I have this, it goes so fast and I love it. And now I really enjoy putting sequins on all of my layouts. It's one of those things that I kind of don't feel like the layout is finished unless it has sequins now. So it's kind of cool, but a little time consuming, but I do love the way that it looks whenever they're all on there and just kind of scattered about the page. It just adds that little something extra. So I will cut the rest of this out probably because you don't need to watch me putting sequins on this entire layout. But just note that, yes, I do put sequins on pretty much the whole thing. As you can see there, all the sequins are on. This is the finished result and the finished layouts. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Feel free to hit that subscribe button to see more of my videos, and I will link the kits below for you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.